And then so with that, what are the influencers? So like we try to turn KJ can turn everything into a math equation, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm more emotional, it's more words for me, it's more paragraphs, it's more like thoughts, it's long-winded. Like when you think of what the contributing influences are to put you in that state, in that blackout, like what do you feel are the things that contribute to getting you into the zone, bro?
Yeah. So the last 2 times I felt it was like we had like a scrimmage. We had 2 scrimmages in camp, and it was like the first scrimmage. I had been named the starter, and like our coaches pulled me and the other quarterback in. They're like, all right, like like we're gonna go with Mitch for now, but it's still a battle. Like, you know, you still got to earn it. I'm like, all right, so I'm gonna go into this first scrimmage. And basically, I'm gonna play this scrimmage not to lose the job.
Yeah.
That's what I did. I played not to. I was like 12 of 18. 120 yards. Wasn't taking shots, putting the ball where it needed to be. I was being a game manager, and I played
Yeah.
fine. My coach called me in the office and he's like, "Hey, like you weren't very aggressive yesterday. Like what's up?" I was like, I just didn't want to turn the ball over because I just got named the starter. I don't. Last thing I want to do is lose a job. He like looks me in the eye. You're starting. Okay, you're starting. Like I don't care what happens. You are starting the game. I was like, cool, great. Next scrimmage, I was like 20 of 20 and threw for like 300 yards. Just went fucking bonkers.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
the last time, the time before I had that, it was like my senior year. We were playing our crosstown rival, and they were division higher than us, so the game didn't matter. We were both 9-0. We were both gonna be the 1 seed in the playoffs. We weren't gonna play each other in the playoffs because they were Division 5 or Division 4. It didn't matter. It's a huge game, and like I literally looked at my dad pregame. I was like, dude, let's go out and have fun. This game does not fucking matter. He's like, I know. I threw for like 600 yards and just went ham. And like I literally was like, then we would score like a 12 play drive. They'd kick a return to the house. I'm like, oh, I don't give a fuck. This game doesn't mean shit. Like, I don't
Yeah.
care. Fuck
Right.
it. Went out there and fucking another 12 play drive. Just fucking threw the ball like 60 times, ran it like 20 times, just went off. Like, so just basically, I think times where like, I guess like, kind of like you said, like surrendering the outcome, like just
Yeah.
knowing like that, hey, like whatever happens, like it literally, like I've got, like, I'm playing with the house money. Like, I'm here. Like, it's like, my spot is safe. And I never want my spot to be safe because then, I don't want to be complacent. And that's what I work from January to August is securing
Totally.
my spot. But when I know my spot is safe in August, September, October, if I throw 2 picks, they're gonna ride with me. Like that makes me feel like fuck it. All right, I threw 2 picks, but now I'm not like fuck. Are they gonna pull me? Instead of
100%.
like, oh fuck it, I'm fitting this hole on a 20-yard dig, getting the first down on 3rd and 18. You know what I'm saying? It's like that kind of you know puts me. And I think I have that. Like we don't really have anybody else in the room. We have another kid who's a good player, but like I've talked to him, like he just
Right.
doesn't love ball. It's his last year of ball. Like they're gonna like we have 3 scholarship quarterbacks in our room, so we got nobody. So if they bench me, they're gonna be like, "Fuck, Mitch might leave," and then they have nobody for next year.
Right.
Like, I'm a 3-year plan. You know what I'm saying? So like it's kind of nice in the security, and I'm not treating it like that. I'm not treating it like, hey, I don't
Of
have.
course you're not, bro. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm treating it like I'm competing for the fucking job, even though I know I got it. But that kind of helps me out knowing like you know I literally they got nothing else. They got no else to fucking play. So might as well just go out there and ball out.
100%. All right. So what we're gonna do as we talk about this is like last week was kind of just like let's talk about the creative elements to flow. Let's talk about tapping into fun and just like what that is. Let's really acknowledge a couple points in your life where you have felt it versus where you haven't. Now I want to give you a little bit more of the process, like how this shit actually works. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop a couple videos here. We're going to bounce around to a couple different things. Take notes on this shit. Okay.
Yep.
The first thing that I want to show you is the first thing to getting into flow is ultimately accessing possibility by our aptitude. So like knowing that we can achieve it, right? That's one thing. Then the second part of that is knowing that we have the skill set to be able to achieve that, right? So this is aptitude. This is aptitude. So I want you to listen to the last 2.5 minutes of this flow state presentation. It's fucking fire as fuck that I got in my master's program. And it's wild because this is also what Locked In is doing for throwing in the quarterback world. So watch this shit.
And when we first launched it, we were really sure that the vast majority of our respondents who had the most flow in their lives and where it would show up, we thought we were going to look at performing artists and action adventure sport athletes. We were absolutely certain that was the way it was going to come out. Everything else would have been ridiculous. Turns out, no. Turns out the vast majority of people find flow doing knowledge work, using their brain, being creative, architecture, coding, writing, probably what most people in this room do all day long, every day. So I want to tell you why I think all this information matters so much. And to do that, I have to explain this number, 3 minutes, 59.4 seconds. So that is the amount of time it took Roger Bannister to run the world's first 4-minute mile. All right? And when he did this, it was an absolute impossible. In fact, there were op-eds in the New York Times written by doctors who said, you know, besides having a ticker tape parade waiting for Bannister at the finish line, we're going to need a hearse. So people thought it was going to kill him. It also took forever to run this first 4-minute mile. If you look at mile times, they dropped about a quarter second a decade for 60, 70 years leading up to it. But Roger Bannister runs the first 4-minute mile, and then a month later, somebody breaks his record. A couple months later, somebody else breaks his record. In fact, within 10 years, teenagers had broken that record. So you got to ask yourself, how is that possible? All right? The physical challenge, which took us forever, 7 years to get to, it didn't change. Right? Running a sub 4-minute mile still requires running a sub 4 mile. All that changed is the frame, the mental frame we built around the task. What used to be impossible was suddenly viewed as possible, and that somehow made it a whole lot more possible. This is known to researchers as the Bannister effect. And what it really is an extremely tight coupling between the mind and the body, right? You have to believe you are capable of achieving the impossible before you can actually achieve the impossible. There's just no other way around it. And this is the reason I've been telling you about flow for the past 40 minutes. And I think this knowledge puts a wonderful and yet kind of terrible burden on each and every one of us, right? Ask yourself, what kinds of impossible grand challenges would you guys go after? Would you solve in your own life? Would you try to solve in the world? If you could be 500% more productive, if you could be 600% more creative, if you could cut learning times in half. This is exactly what is available to each and every one of you today. But what you choose to do with this information is entirely up to you. But thanks for listening.
So talk to me just through that clip.
Yeah, like the thing that kind of stood out to me was like the saying like I believe in, like you never seen like a goldfish outgrow their tank.
Yeah.
And like people like around the world have shown goldfish that are like fucking 2 feet long, but then you put them in this little ass bowl and they're like 6 inches long. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's kind of thing that I was like, yeah, if you don't believe you can do it, you're never gonna, you won't do it because you're basically, if you cap yourself at a certain point, then you're never gonna, break that cap.
100%. And so what also needs to be coupled with that? So there's the belief like that we can get outside of that fucking fishbowl. What also needs to be coupled with that in order for us to actually be able to do it?
Did it say in the video? Did I miss it?
No, not really. I'm more asking you.
Well, the belief that we can do it, and I guess like the mastery of the skill that like
fuck yeah, bro. It's literally you took it out of the book. It's proficiency of skill. So it's like it's just knowing that we have the ability to do it. You know what I mean? So it's like it's one thing to believe that we can break the 4-minute mile. It's another to fucking train ourselves to the point where like we know that we can break it. You know what I mean? So that's the aptitude piece of this. Like how skilled proficient am I in this area? So in that way, it's almost like an algorithm where it's like belief plus skill proficiency allows me to enter the fucking zone of flow state.
Yep.
Right? So like, again, this is getting in the door, bro. This is what is step one? Step one is knowing it's fucking possible, right?
Yeah.
That's what I was saying about what Locked In's doing for throwing, is like, after you do this shit with me and KJ, it's like, you're going to get to the end of it and you're going to be like, I can do what Mahomes can do, bro. Like, I can do what Mahomes can do. And like, what does 99% of the world think? And why the fuck do we hate quarterback coaching so much? Is because everything says basically that's just Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
It's like, if I say that, then I 100% put you in your fucking fishbowl.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So like, do we believe that we're capable of that? I believe that you believe you're capable of that, right? So like, we have step one covered there, 1A. Like 1B is skill proficiency. Like, you're getting close, but you still have work to do as just a pure passer of the football, right? But you're fucking doing really well. You're probably far more kinesthetically in tune than you've ever been before, just by feeling all of these things, right? So like, your mastery and proficiency of skill from a throwing standpoint is like, let's say fucking 90% of the way there, right? Then is why KJ has already started going like, yo, let's start talking about shit too in the game too. It's like, now as we get into that, that's another bucket of proficiency, which is like, yo, where are we mentally in terms of having the mental skill set to be able to operate in flow while we're out there on the field. This is why mastering the playbook up front and backwards and being able to communicate it a bunch of different ways is so fucking important. It's because ultimately, like, we take all this information that's in this giant playbook, bro, and then we boil it down all into what gets into our head. And then when we have that in our head, I can't take the playbook and put that in my head. Like, that's not possible. I'm taking my interpretation of that playbook, simplifying it down like fucking Einstein, and then having the one sentence, the two sentences. And that's why KJ shit is so dope, and why he makes me a better person and a better coach, and why he makes you a better quarterback, is because you have a lot of thoughts going on, and you know it, but you have a lot of thoughts going on. He's like, yo, bro, cut all that other bullshit out. It's this plus this. Like, you got it? And it's like, oh, fuck. Okay, yeah. And if your brain on the field is, it's this plus this, why is Tom Brady so much fucking better at this point than everybody else pre-snap at the line of scrimmage? It's like, he's done this shit a million fucking times, bro. So like, everything for him is just, oh yeah. And then you have Jalen Hurts up there, and we obviously fucking love Jalen Hurts, but Jalen Hurts is up there and he's like, bro, I've never fucking seen this look before. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to play this. Well, so is it any mistake that like Tom Brady would be in flow way more? That's why like syncing an offense to the quarterback is so fucking important. Like Jalen Hurts, the reason he's so good is because like that offense is designed perfectly for him, bro. Like it uses his legs, but it doesn't use his legs as the sole source of production. He has dudes everywhere. He has an offensive line that's fucking really good. The unpopular opinion that people won't like that I will say is like, the problem is when you pay Jalen Hurts $40 million, you're fucked, bro. Because now that fool has to throw like Rodgers or Mahomes, and like he can't do that yet. So he's a dog, he's a goat, no doubt about it. But at the same time, like, he doesn't have that other element. So anyway, as we look at it, right? So we go there, we go the fishbowl and proficiency level. So like, do I believe that I can do it? And then now, do I have the proficiency to be able to do it? Let's look back at this chart, and I'll show it to you through the guys that I was doing at Mizzou, so you can see some dudes that are your age. So like, okay, so now we start to bring like what we just talked about, what we know as mental, like to now be, you know, equational in our head, or that we can now see this, we can make it visual. So like, this is flow state. It's the zone of optimum performance, is that fucking square with the little circle on the top. That's the zone of optimum performance. Okay. So when you're operating at your best, like you just described, where you're just having fun and all of that shit. Okay. Like for me, then we step into, okay, I'm in that zone. So Mitch is in that zone. Now, Mitch, when you're in that zone, like, do you feel better in the zone, relaxed, calm, and almost chill as fuck? Or do you feel better inside that zone, kind of on one, like fucking, hey, you're truly like locked the fuck in? Like which side are you on?
I think it's a little bit of both for me. It's like I have low stress and I'm chill that allows me to be like dialed. Like nothing's in my mind except for the task at hand. So I'm able to be and I'm able to be so dialed. When I'm going a million miles an hour, sometimes I'm like you said, I'm clouding myself. But when I'm chill, it allows me to have a free mind, and then I'm thinking of things that I normally wouldn't think about, and that's putting me dialed. And
Fuck yeah. Okay,
might even make a check or something like that.
That's beautiful. So if we were to put, like, you see the two circles in the top left when I'm in flow state, like I would put that circle literally damn near right in the middle for you.
Yeah.
Right in the middle for you. Then it's like when I play poorly and I'm out of sorts or I'm out of flow state, like I'm pretty sure I know the fucking answer, but which side of the spectrum are you on? Are you pressing and it's more of that perfectionist mentality, like anxiety's kicking in, like holy shit, my brain's running a million miles an hour? Or is it the other side, which, just to give you perspective on that, is like that's Drew Lock's side, bro. And like the Drew Lock side, and this is why I shared the first part before this, is like when you're as good as that motherfucker is, right? Like he's 6'4", bro. And I did his accuracy charts and all that shit all through the spring and fall. And like this fool did not miss throws, bro. Like, I mean, when I did his accuracy chart, it was like 86% gave the receiver an opportunity to catch the fucking ball, right? Yeah. Like, it was off the fucking charts. Well, so what's his proficiency level? Like, it's ridiculous, right? Yeah. And he's not even conscious of that. So like, but he's aware, like, obviously, whether consciously or subconsciously, like, this shit's fucking easy for me. You know what I mean? This shit is not hard. Whereas you and I are talented, but like, we don't have that fucking superhero shit that he has. Where like, Drew was the Gatorade State Basketball Player of the Year in Missouri. He averaged 35 points a game and got offered by fucking Ohio State, Oklahoma, and fucking Texas, all in basketball, right? Yeah. Then football, it's like he just goes out there and like, this is why he's not the starter for the Seahawks, bro. It's like, he doesn't love the game like that. He's just fucking good at it. You know what I mean? He's just fucking really good at it. And so it's like in college, we ran at Mizzou, like we ran what Tennessee runs. And like for us, that you guys do some similar shit to that. And it's like, this fool's pulling the ball. All he's reading is a safety. He's not fucking reading a defense. He's just pulling the ball off of fucking safety, sitting there in base, letting that receiver make his decision and throwing a fucking 68-yard ball in the air that hits the guy in stride for a touchdown. You know what I mean? So now when he gets to the NFL, like, is it any fucking like surprise to us that he's fallen on his face in the NFL? It's like, bro, the guy doesn't know how to read a defense and he doesn't love ball like that, which was my biggest struggle with him. So like my big thing was like, yo, bro, like if you want to get paid in the NFL, like, which is something that you've said is a motivating factor for you, like you're going to have to do what these other motherfuckers do. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care whether you like it or not. Like, you have to fucking apply yourself and do it. Bro, he was never willing to do that, right? Yeah. And like, that's why Drew Lock is not a starting quarterback in the NFL. Yeah. But as you get into his sheet, like, here's his first sheet. It's like, this is Drew's, okay? So like Drew put, yo, I'm really more in flow state when I'm actually kind of pressing myself, right? When I'm actually like putting a little bit of pressure on myself. So for him, it was to get into flow or be in flow, he had to try to be like us, really. It was like how he would find flow, right? Because the game, clearly with his red fucking circle over there, is like he's super laid back, right? Like, this is too easy. This is fucking too easy. This is too easy. And so then it's like pick six. And I go like, yo, dog, like what the fuck happened? And he's like, I just didn't see him. And I'm like, how the fuck did you not see a flat defender on a split field read? And that's the only guy that you're looking at. Like, what do you mean you didn't see him? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know what I mean? And it's like, that's my point, is that for guys that have transcendent talent like that, like they lull themselves into a false sense of comfortability and they just go, this is easy, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, but you just made the mistake that dominoed into another mistake and now you're fucked up. You know what I mean? And it was all because you weren't willing to focus. Yeah. So what's the response you think as his coach that I would have with him to try to get Drew where I need him to be and where he needs to be?
Looking at his chart, like when he's more stressed is when he performs better. So I guess lighten him up. I don't know.
No,
Getting on his ass.
get on his fucking ass.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like Drew was doing push-ups all the time based on just if I saw him, you know me, like I want your footwork to look fucking lazy, bro. That's good footwork. But like when I see you just clearly not going through the same process that you need to be going through, it's like, Drew, fucking 30 push-ups. And he's like, Austin, what the fuck? And I'm like, you know what the fuck, bro. Start doing your fucking push-ups. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, or like I would spray ice water down the back of his fucking neck. So like you know that feeling, bro. I just fucking hose that shit right down his spine. He gets super pissed off. And then I'd just be like this and he'd just start laughing. You know what I mean? Because like he knew what I was trying to do. Or I'd slap my keys on his fucking helmet. Like he'd get pissed off. But it's like, bro, like I don't give a fuck whether you're pissed off or not. You need to get pissed off. Like that's where we need to be. So like then I wrote on the bottom, like when you did, why did you step out of character and make mistakes this spring? And he wrote, it didn't come from being too amped up. It came from being too relaxed. Getting too relaxed has always been when I struggle, and I have to avoid that. I have to keep an edge about myself to consistently perform well, right? So like for him, he like I brought this to him was Chase Daniel was somebody that like I looked up to a lot at the University of Missouri, and I was recruited by his offensive coordinator who was my head coach at Wyoming, and so he was like, bro, you remind me so much of Chase. And like going into my sophomore year, like I was fine. I was motivated, bro, but like I was already the starter. I'd already done a bunch of this shit. So like that same just desire, it was there, but it was like I wasn't challenged enough. Like I felt that it was almost too easy. And so my head coach came to me and he was like, here's a Sharpie. He's like, put that shit on your wristband. He's like, Chase Daniel, his junior and senior year, would take a Sharpie out to practice. And every time he fucking missed a ball or there was a ball on the ground that he was involved with, he'd put a big ass line right here on his fucking forearm, right? And it's like, nobody wants to have fucking lines on our forearm all the time. And it's like, so during spring ball, it was like he would pull it out and then come off the field, there'd be fucking stripes all over his arm, right? Well, like it got to the point where after like a year of that, bro, he literally was putting 1, none, or 2 on his fucking arm every time he practiced, right?
Yeah.
And it was like, so we're upping the challenge because that keeps us in that zone, right? Mm-hmm. So like there's 2 ways to look at this. There's what are the conditions that I can stack in my favor to kind of put me in the fucking zone? And then there's what the fuck happens when I get out of the zone. Okay. Yeah. And so like when we're out of the zone, what do you think helps us get back into it?
Like for me personally, or just like?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a blend of both, right? It's like, it's what do you think is right, but then that's going to be heavily jaded by what you feel is right. So yeah, both.
Honestly, that's something I struggle with is getting back into that state when I make a mistake, and I've gotten better with this as my career's gone on, but like when I make a mistake or do something stupid, like sometimes I struggle. I compound those, and I one mistake turns into 2 because I'm still worried about mistake number 1, and then it's just a downhill spiral from there. So getting back, I don't know.
Let's look at Taylor Powell real quick. Okay. This kid was a starter at Eastern Michigan this past year. He had a pretty good career, good kid. But as you look at this thing, why did you step out of character and make mistakes this spring? Because I was in the high arousal zone because I over prepared and I overanalyzed, trying to make a perfect play and prove that I'm the guy with every throw. I pressed myself too hard, right?
That's me.
Yeah, that's you. And that's why I went to this one. Okay. Yeah. It's like, and Taylor, after coaching him, I can tell you his circle is fucking pretty much touching the top of the H and high.
I would say I'm there too.
Yeah, that's his shit. That's his shit. Okay. And honestly, my shit was very similar, bro. My shit was very similar. Now, as we look at yours, let me pull this up.
Hey, I'm gonna piss real quick.
Yeah, go for it, bro. It's nice, dude. Bob Stroop fucking just DM me on Instagram or on Twitter. Let's go.
That guy's awesome.
Yeah, no, he's fucking incredible. I tweeted, if you're a quarterback or quarterback coach and you don't know the term neuroplasticity, you're in trouble. And he messaged me and said, bro, let's get on a call. I would like to talk to you about this. That's nice. That's fucking nice. All right. Now, as we look at this thing, so let's put your fucking X and circle on here. So your X would be like down here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go red. Okay, and then where do you think your green is, bro? Like you said, in the top middle, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So as we look at that, right, now what becomes the question is now just how do we get from here to there?
Mm-hmm.
Right? What are things that you think just off the top of your head that you can do?
Sometimes when I fuck up, like the things that like help me get back to like normalcy would be like just reminding myself, like I'll literally say out loud, does Tom Brady throw a pick? Like, yeah, Tom Brady's throwing plenty of picks. All right, fuck it.
Yeah.
That's something that helps me. Yeah, that's something that helps me at times. That's something I go to. That's probably like the main thing I try to do is just tell myself, it's Tom Brady fucked up before.
Good. Okay. I want you to see this visual or even screenshot this visual. Okay. Because that right there, like going from that red X to the green X, that is ultimately like mastery of self, bro. Right.
Yeah.
Like that is actually being able to consciously and subconsciously get to the place where we can almost control our level of flow. Okay. Well, so what you said is fucking spot on. Okay. So however you take notes on this, it's basically what we're taking notes on right here is how do I get from fucked up back to flow, right? The first one is what you just touched, which is logic. It's logic. Okay. And logic is Tom Brady's thrown interceptions. I just threw an interception. Am I going to play better or worse on the next drive if I'm tripping about the interception I just threw? I'm going to play worse. Okay. So logically, I can tell myself, yo, fuck this. Fuck this. Like, I'm just going to let my nuts hang and go play. Okay. That's logic, right? Well, logic is one of the conditions. Logic would be the first condition that I would use. But the problem is logic in the moment is a lot fucking harder than logic before the event.
Yep.
Right? So that logic that we're using is really logic pre-event for the most part. Like it's talking about, and this is why like coaches get scared about talking about like, yo guys, when we go down into Alabama this weekend, like if we're up 14-0 after the first quarter, what's our mentality? If we're down 17-0 after the first quarter, what's our mentality? It's like coaches are fucking scared to talk about that shit, but like you have to know what you're gonna fucking do, bro. Like you have to know, right? And so like one play at a time, it's like, yeah, that sounds fucking great in theory, dog. But like, how are we going to be able, that's why with my teams like that I coach, bro, everything is about like, yo, this team is physically better than us. They're better than us. So like we're gonna have to fucking out execute them for 4 quarters. And if we think in any way that this bitch is just gonna go smooth, we're entirely fucked up.
Yeah.
In order to beat these guys, bro, there's a specific brand of football that we're gonna have to play in order to fucking beat them. And that's gonna be, we're gonna milk the clock a little bit more. We're gonna limit the possessions in the game. We're gonna take care of the fucking football. We're gonna do a few of the bringing everyone into the loop so that what happens when we're fucking down 17-7 in the fucking third quarter, it's like we knew that we know how we're gonna respond in this situation. Like we know what's up, right? And that's just super important. So logic, and we have both in competition and outside of it. Outside of it being before, and that is extremely important. That's what I'm here for. So when you go through spring ball and shit comes up where you feel fucked up, it's like, that's when we're going to get on the horn and we're going to talk about it, because all of these things are just experiences to learn from, right? That's why I'm such a better quarterback when I'm a senior in college than I was as a freshman in college, is because like, I've been through this shit before. I know what this shit's like. Like, that's why the advantage of playing, like, there's no fucking quantifiable thing that you can put on the advantage of being able to just get reps and play. Right. And that's why I'm so juiced for you, bro. So anyway, that's step one. Okay. Step two is visualization and self-talk. Okay. Visualization and self-talk. And that's step two together. That's one piece. Okay. And as we look at that, like, I'm going to give you a couple examples. I'll screenshot this slut for us. Yeah. And as we look at this, let's watch a couple clips, bro, that I think are dope as fuck. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. Have you ever seen For the Love of the Game?
Oh, is that the one with Denzel?
Kevin Costner.
Oh, maybe I haven't. I'm thinking of Any Given Sunday. I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah, that's a great flick. That's a great flick too. There's actually a Flow State clip in that one too. But let's watch a couple of these videos real quick. Basically, bro, this guy is a fucking old timer. Okay. He's at the end of his baseball career. So think of fucking Roger Clemens in his last fucking 5 starts or whatever. And he knows that he's about to be done. He knows he's about to retire. And so he's kind of having this out of body experience while he's pitching, because it's his last fucking game and he's there, but he's not there. You got me? And so like, there's a lot of things in this that we'll draw from. Let's watch the first one.
Still when I'm in
Yo, Chapo! You suck! You stink on ice! You couldn't pitch a 10!
Clear the mechanism. Hello, Mike.
Okay, so what's that clip about?
Just not giving a fuck, just being within yourself, you know? Like,
100%, completely within yourself, right? Stepping into, like, you and I both know, like, bro, when I'm in a stadium with fucking 80,000 people, or I was playing at Alabama, it's like, I actually preferred that, because all that shit just turns into white noise, bro.
Yeah,
And it's like, it's me against the fucking world. You know what I mean? And so that right there is self-talk, right? So what he's done is he's created a trigger word for himself. And that trigger word or trigger phrase is clear the mechanism, right? So he's out there, and that's, you know, Russ had a rough go this past year, but like Russ's big thing was like, he'd take a deep breath in through his nose, out through his mouth, and he'd go, I am great, I am great. So you go like this before every snap, bro. I am great, I am great. So done. And he'd fucking snap the ball. Like, that was his shit, right? And it was like, that's how I clear my head to step into me, right? So like that trigger phrase putting me into fuck everything, be where I am right now, right? Well, that's fucking great in theory, right? Like, we can just, say a word and we're fucking there, right? We're good. Like, that's all we need to know. No, obviously that's not how it works. So the other side of this is now, like, what happens, bro, when we start the game and we haven't made a mistake or something hasn't happened? I would venture to say it's fairly easy to be like, yo, I got this, I'm good. And like, everything's good. You know what I mean? It's like, so for a pitcher in this game, it's like, how do we feel in the 6th inning or the 7th inning, bro, when I've thrown fucking 80 pitches already and I don't feel the same way that I did at the beginning? How then does my self-talk change, right? Like, I feel great going into the fucking game against Alabama. And then like 7-7, and then I throw a pick. And then I fucking have a sack fumble. And it's like, it's fucking 17-7 now. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, fuck, bro, how do I get back into this shit? Right? There's going to be more work there. So let's watch 2 examples of this. This is one of his boys that he played with back in the day during his career. So like he's now pitching against one of his boys.
Clear the mechanism. You look old, Davis. Are we that old?
And the fastball sinks at the knees, picks up the corner, and the count on 1.
Don't smile at me, Davis. I hate that.
It was a sad day in Detroit when Gary Wheeler, the owner of the Tigers and a somewhat beleaguered franchise, was forced to trade Davis Birch, who was a free agent. Detroit could not come up with his monetary demands. The Yankees were waiting with open arms and an open wallet.
It was your team, too. I mean, how much money we gotta make?
You want to see my team?
Let's go play.
It's my team over there.
You got it. I'll be out in a second, okay? Billy, are you gonna just sit there and mope, or are you gonna help?
I ain't carrying no books. Where's the pillows? You're the best, kiddo. The best around, the worthy opponent.
The 0-1 pitch, and the bottom just drops out of it. Strike 2.
Look at Birch staring out at Billy Chappell there saying, where's that curveball coming from? You never had that curveball when we played together.
Don't happen that often, but I got you mixed up, don't I? You're guessing now, aren't you? Well, here's your fastball. Right down the pipe, just so you don't walk away thinking I was afraid to give it to you.
Fastball runs on the inside corner, strike 3 call.
Jesus, Birch, I could have hit that.
So Billy Chappell, all business, taking care of Birch on 3 pitches. Kenny Howell will follow.
Okay, so he's obviously still in his shit, right? But
Yeah.
this is where we tap into like some of the best I ever played in my life, bro, was when there was something that was going on amidst our team or amidst my own personal life that made me not give a fuck about my own performance and be more focused on everything else, right? So like with him right there, what's so dope about that, right, is like you clearly see him going through visualization of past, right? Which is like taking him out of body, of present, right? And then it's like as he's in the present, he's able to just flow through that as a byproduct of all of the feelings and emotions that he's feeling, because it's probably one of his last starts ever. It's no different than Kobe's fucking 60-point game to end his career, or Michael Jordan's flu game, or Michael Phelps in the fucking Olympics swimming for his 10th gold. His fucking goggles came off and he fucking swam the entire goddamn race for a gold medal without being able to see shit underwater. Brett Favre's dad dies. He throws for 400 fucking yards and 4 touchdowns like the next day, right? So like these out of body experiences are super, super powerful for us. Again, we're still kind of in flow here, but like what you're thinking as you watch that clip is the whole visualization self-talk piece of this. It's like, bro, I need and we need to get to the point where your Wake Forest offense, your mastery of your coaches and your personnel is so good that while you're up there, your brain is so goddamn slow that you're actually able to have some dialogue like that where you're laughing, where you're like, look at this fucking dumb son of a bitch at safety, bro. Look at this shit. And like, right? You and I both know the feeling. Like flow for me, bro, I tapped into it big time during my senior year because I got so good from an aptitude standpoint that, for instance, anytime that I saw a 3 and a 9 technique to the boundary and I saw a 1 to the field, like I knew based on our defense, like that they were bringing USA to the field. So they were going to bring zone pressure to the field. Mm-hmm. So I fucking see that. I go, hey, Raleigh, right? We're sliding right. And then I give like, yo, seams. And we're in 3x1. And I know that fucking Y is going to come wide open while that safety backs up into the middle of the field. And it's like, bro, I've already seen the touchdown before I throw the touchdown. And now it's a fucking extended handoff, bro. Like I'm just delivering the ball and I feel that moment. Okay, again, now we get pulled out of this shit. What is pulling out of it? And there's a strong fucking message behind this video as well. I want to see if you get it. But now is him kind of coming out of it a little bit. This is his bitch, the girl that he's in love with.
21 consecutive batters, striking out 8. And as the fates would have it, one of his closest friends and a former teammate, Davis Burt, will try to snatch the diamond away from him, leading off in the bottom of the 8th inning.
It's going a perfect game,
Oh, Jesus.
Ball 1, and now the question, of course, how much petrol has Billy Chappell got in the tank? Remember, it was just 2 innings ago that he started to hurt, the arm tightened up, somehow or other he got through it, but now he is in the 8th inning facing a most dangerous hitter. Ball 2.
Jim, get strapped up. Frank. Hey, I can see the scoreboard. I know what's going on. Okay, just in case.
Billy, you can do it. Just calm down. Throw the ball to the glove. Just play catch.
So a moment of truth, and he's had several along the way for Billy Chappell. 3-0.
When you consider the noise, the situation, this stadium, that's unbelievable.
Well, they put the handcuffs on him 3-0, but he's such an aggressive hitter, you know they're going to green light him 3-1.
There it goes!
There's a high drive into deep right field. Back goes Ricky Hart to the track at the wall and leaps up and one-hands it.
Okay. Tell me what just went on during that video.
Full honestly getting the. I guess there was some pressure in getting to the 8th inning with a perfect game. You're like, obviously it's on his mind, so he knows he's got a perfect game, and then started the count 3-0, so kind of got out of his in the zone state. Kind of was like distracted, like wasn't able to come back to himself, like he was hearing the noise and stuff, and then I think that was probably his dad or something like that. So like there's a dad or whatever, and that brought him back to his flow state of being relaxed. I guess like his red X, his X's will probably be similar as mine, where he's thinking too much. And that's when he struggled. Then when he came back to be more relaxed, that's when he found the zone again and was able to get the guy out.
Totally. So when we get out of being in the zone, which is going to happen, right? It's going to happen. So like the other part of what you didn't say, but was what you already knew, is like, bro, he's in the fucking 8th inning. His arm's about to fall off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, bro, now, and I want you to look at like this graph and also have this thought as well, which is like, as I look at this, like, bro, it's easy to be in here when it's the first half and they come out in cover 3 and I thought they were going to come out in cover 3. And so we're fucking dicing their shit up.
Yeah.
And they come out in the second half and now it's all 2-man.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo. Our plan was not to beat 2-man. So like now everything changes. So point being that like when they come out in cover 3, bro, it's pretty fucking easy to stay in the wheelhouse. It's dot. This is easy. Now you switch that shit up on me, or it's the 8th inning and I'm fucking tired, and it's like, yo. All of a sudden, and you and I have both played these games, bro. I've thrown for 380 yards, and it was easy as fuck. And I threw like 8 drags, and I fucking threw for almost 400 yards.
Yeah.
And I had days like playing Air Force my sophomore year where I threw for like 195 yards, and it was the hardest fucking 195 yards I've ever thrown for in my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that feeling, right? Well, like my point in that is it's easy to fucking be there when the conditions are stacked in our favor. Like when the conditions are no longer stacked in our favor, now how the fuck do I get out of them? Okay. So why that clip is so important to me is multifaceted. Okay. The first part is we have to create leverage for ourselves. Okay. We have to create leverage for ourselves. So this is when we're fucked up, we have to create leverage. How do we create leverage? Well, part of the leverage, and the first thing that happened that you didn't say, was he saw the fucking bullpen getting warmed up.
Yeah.
That was one thing. Is like, you son of a bitch, you're really about to fucking warm up another pitcher right now while I'm throwing a fucking perfect game out here.
Yeah.
Like, so my focus just shot up a little bit because of that, right? Because that's what we need to do. We need to bring us back into flow, which is ultimately bringing us back into our own breath and is ultimately focus. So we're creating leverage, the bullpen. Now I'm creating leverage with my dad. So I'm going into a visualization of me throwing to my dad in the yard. And at that moment is when this really fascinating part comes into play, is he begins to say, fuck it. I'm just going to throw this pitch and whatever fucking happens, happens. What part of that, of what we're talking about, is why that's so important? What is that?
Surrendering the outcome.
Fuck yeah. It's surrendering the outcome, right? Surrendering the outcome. And then the last part of that is being willing to live with the outcome. And that's the beauty of this clip as well with that catch. Is that catch is such a good metaphor for life, bro. It's like you come back into flow, you throw that slant, and the guy has to go right through his hands and it gets fucking intercepted by the corner behind him.
Yeah.
You're dog shit. You weren't able to stay in flow. You're fucked up. You complete it. The corner misses the tackle. He runs for 70 yards and a touchdown. You're the fucking go. You know, like that's the part of we're never in control. We're not. Like the idea that we're in control is a fucking illusion, bro. Every single play is exactly that. It's a new play. It's a new opportunity in the present to fucking write our own script. Like for you to think like I'm in control of this is the fucking dumbest thought that could ever happen in the world, because it's on your left tackle, it's on your fucking slot receiver, it's on your fucking coach, it's on your running back. Like, this is why in another life, I would have loved to want to have played an individual sport. Like,
Yeah.
I'm so happy that I play football, like, because of the team and the camaraderie and all that shit. I wouldn't change it for the world. But at the same time, like, how fucking good I am up here. Like, goddamn, bro. If I was a golfer, I literally feel like I'd be on the fucking pro tour. You know what I mean? Just in terms of, like, you're in control. You are. You're in control, bro. Like, a golf ball, a golf club. It's like, and you're in control. Like, you are in control. In football, you're not. And so a massive element of that is the surrendering of the outcome with that. Let's look at somebody who does this shit at an exceptionally high level. And you may have seen this before, you may not. Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes' heart rate data from thrilling win over the Bills. The metrics of the Kansas City Chiefs win over the Buffalo Bills in the divisional round of the playoffs are still coming out this week. Advanced fitness and health wearable company Whoop, which has been tracking Patrick Mahomes' heart rate all season, shared insights into the star quarterback's remarkable performance with new data sets released on Wednesday. In Whoop's release, they noted that Mahomes' heart rate spiked at some interesting moments in the game and referenced a tweet from the quarterback's trainer. Heart rate in game, okay? Basically, his highest heart rate was when the Bills had the ball and he was on the sidelines, right? And then his heart slowed down immensely when he stepped on the field, right? That's flow. So as shared by Mahomes trainer Bobby Stroop on Twitter, Mahomes' heart rate spiked when he was on the sideline watching Buffalo make their game-changing plays. And then also immediately after Mahomes made his clutch plays. His heart rate was low in the huddle and pre-snap, allowing his body and mind to be in a clear flow state, helping him be at his best with the game on the line. Okay, Whoop went on to break the numbers down further, detailing average heart rate, blah, 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 peak heart rate, whatever. Fucking talks about then from 827, 154 left in the game to 855, his heart rate never dipped below 145. On Mahomes' 64-yard touchdown pass to Tyreek Hill, his heart rate spiked to 171 BPM after the play when the Chiefs took the lead. When the Bills took the lead 36-33, Mahomes' heart rate was in flow state again. However, when Harrison Butker kicked the game-tying field goal, his heart rate shot up again, right? So for us, like, why is he able to do that? What is he able to? How is he able to do that?
I guess, like we just said, like surrendering the outcome because he knows he's never in control. Allows him
100%. And a big part of that control is that we don't have full control, but he has more control when he has the ball.
Yeah.
Right? And so for him, like, I would rather have the fucking ball than it be up to somebody else, right?
Yeah.
I promise you, if you look at fucking Derek Carr's heart rate, it's the exact opposite. You know what I mean? Like, Derek Carr wants it to be on the defense. Like, Derek Carr does not want that shit. I like Derek Carr a lot, but I've watched him enough to know he does not want that shit. Okay? So, again, just this constant inner dialogue and monitoring of where we're at. What's the easiest fucking way, bro, to change how we feel in a moment? This is a very hard question, but like, to change how we feel in a moment, what's the easiest way to get that to shift?
Maybe putting ourselves in the moment before as best as we can.
It's a fucking incredible answer, okay, which goes back into visualization, like before the event. That's why I visualize shit going wrong too. I visualize shit going well. It doesn't have a higher purpose. This is data and psychology. Like, visualizing a lack of success doesn't therefore predict more lack of success, right? So like, visualization, everybody thinks like, see the play happen, make the good play. Bro, it has nothing to do with making the good play or making the bad play. It all has to do with just putting yourself in the situation and understanding what that situation will feel like. So like, my process during college was like, every night before the game, bro, I would literally close the fucking door to the bathroom in the hotel, turn the fucking light off, and turn on hot ass water, and I'd sit my ass down on the floor, and I would just literally go like this with a small like towel over my head, and I just see the fucking game. Like I would just play out everything in my head, like what was going to happen. I got so creative with it by the time I was a junior and senior. Like I was starting to play out fucked up scenarios. I was starting to play out good scenarios. I was starting to play out the first drive of the game. I was starting to play out the game winning drive. I was starting to play out the drive before half, like all of those things. And I was seeing the fucking stadium. So like this will be pretty cool for you is, bro, was your defense at Wake Forest good this year? They were all right.
We got to score to win.
Huh?
We got to score to win.
Okay. Have they ever been good? Like while you've been there? Not really.
It's the best they've been.
What?
It's the best they've been. This is our like so we got this is our first year with the new defensive staff, and they're solid. But I mean, it's fucking hard. College defense in college football is hard as fuck.
Dude, what with the rules and shit?
So fucking hard. But like, I would say they probably let up. I mean, I can't remember a time we didn't let up. Less than 28, maybe even 31. The times I can remember that was VMI and Vanderbilt, maybe.
So yeah, fucking shitty that we can't draw off an example for you. So we'll draw off an example for me. All right. Is while I was a junior and senior, dude, we had 7 fucking guys that are currently playing in the NFL right now, which means they're in their fucking 10th year in the league. Jeez. We had 7 dudes on our defense that are in the league. Okay. And so we're like the number 12 defense in the country. Okay. And we had Casey Hayward, Andre Howe, fucking Chris Marv, all these fucking guys that are dogs, bro. And I was a scout team quarterback when I transferred because I was ineligible, right? So like I got to know them all and I got to play against them like every day. I played mostly running back and receiver, but I was able to get familiarity with them, right? Then I go into my next year and like, all right, I'm the starting quarterback now. So as I'm the starting quarterback, it's like, bro, we having this chess match every fucking day during spring and summer and fall and the whole shit, right? And like, bro, I tore these fucking guys up, dude. Like 7-on-7 was a fucking joke. The shit that I would do during 7-on-7 with these guys, literally just having so much fun where it's like, we have a smash concept and Casey Hayward, who's an all-pro corner, is out there and he's playing corner. And I know how good he is. So I take the ball knowing it's fucking covered too. And I'm fully giving him every bit of intention that I'm throwing that hitch, right? Even though it's covered too. Because I know he'll tie down to that. But I also know his instincts are off the fucking charts. So the moment I tie him down there and then I set my shoulders high, he's fucking gone. Right. Yeah. So my intention the entire time was to throw the hitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wanted to take him there, see ya, ball back. Right. Like that's next level shit. You know what that feels like. Like, you know what that is. Well, here's my point. I go into Jadeveon Clowney, dude, at South Carolina. We're number 21 in the country. They're like number 6 in the country. That guy's a fucking alien, obviously. They had DJ Swearinger. They had fucking Melvin Ingram, dude. They had dudes everywhere. Like Marcus Lattimore on offense, fucking Alshon Jeffrey, like all those fucking dudes, right? And so like we're going into South Carolina, which is still this day potentially my favorite place I played at. Like that place is fucking crazy, bro. Yeah. I played at Bama. I played it like, dude, South Carolina is fucking wild. The towels and the whole shit, sandstorm, like, dude, that shit's crazy. So we get down there, and I remember, bro, I played like a chicken shit. Our coaches did too, but we played like chicken shit in the first half, bro. And I remember, like, after the game, like, I played really well in the second half. We lost by like a touchdown, and I remember sitting in the locker room after the game, and I was like, bro, I was fucking scared, bro. Like, I was scared. Like, they had Melvin Ingram was their fucking 3 technique. They had Jadeveon Clowney, who was fucking radar going everywhere, right? And then would just choose where he wanted to fucking shoot from. So, like, setting protection and checking every run away from him was, like, fucking miserable, obviously, right? And so, for me, something clicked, bro. Something clicked. And what clicked was South Carolina had the number 27 defense in the country. They were fucking dogs, but they were number 27 defense in the country. My defense was the number 12 defense in the country. Why would I go tear up my defense every fucking week and then go play South Carolina and I'm intimidated or not as confident as I would be if I was playing myself or those guys, like, and they're not even as good as my defense is? What is that? What do you think that is?
I don't know, maybe like I don't know, just the unknown, I guess. I don't know.
It's familiarity.
Okay.
And familiarity meaning, who's your middle linebacker, bro?
Right now, Chaz Jones.
Does he look sexy?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Is he good?
Yeah, he's actually pretty fucking good.
Okay. Okay, good. Good. Now, what is he not good at?
He's not huge. You know, he's not like, I think maybe run fit would be his.
Okay, give me a player on your defense that looks like a creature but has clear limitations that you know.
Jalen Hudson, without a doubt. I could break that kid down and fucking put him in a blender in a second.
And what position does he play?
We call it a deacon. He's like a 3-4 end.
Okay, he's a 3-4 end. And that guy, let's say we can put him in a blender and pass drop, right?
Oh, anything. Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay. But he's a pretty son of a bitch, right?
Oh, beautiful.
Exactly. So if I go play this motherfucker, like, I'm going to look at him and I'm going to be like, fuck, bro, I'm not fucking going over there. Like, fuck that guy. You know what I mean? But you're sitting here and going, bro, looks like Tarzan plays like Jane. Like, I'll fucking spin this kid around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, what is that? What is that?
I guess that is familiarity, I guess it's like being familiar with what I don't know, kind of like, yeah, familiarity, I guess, in the sense that
everybody bleeds, right?
Yeah.
They're not fucking robots, dog. Everybody bleeds. So like Jadeveon Clowney is fucking sick, but he's a terrible example because he might not bleed. But like, but like, my point being that there are guys that we look at on the field, and because we don't know them, we attribute like superhero qualities to these fucking guys. Like, we think that they're better than they are. So like something that I did with Drew Lock and Kelly Bryant all the time was like, what we would do is we'd go familiarize ourselves with every fucking person on their defense. And I don't mean just familiarize. I don't mean just like watch their tape. I mean, what fucking high school did they go to? What were their offers coming out of high school? Are they fast? Are they slow? Do they have good change of direction? Do they not? What's their draft profile look like? Like, what are people saying to them? Let's go watch an interview because I can feel that motherfucker. And what I get to is I realize, like, just like my defense at Vanderbilt, these guys are fucking good, bro. But everyone has a hole. Everyone has a weakness.
Yeah.
And when I step on the field with Alabama or South Carolina, there's a hole, bro. There's a weakness. Like, there always is. Yeah. And yet in my head, because I'm looking at these fucking aliens all over the field, like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, there's nowhere to go with the fucking ball.
Yeah.
You know, and that's that piece of familiarity, like just knowing. And that I think is a huge part of just ultimately building. It's like in Waterboy, like, you remember when he sees the different heads on people, and it's like he sees like a little puppy there. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, and it's like, and then he starts like smiling or whatever, and he's like, oh shit, like blah blah blah. It's like that, bro. It's that piece of it, which is what the mountain that we've built up in our head. Oftentimes, like, fear is just a fucking illusion, bro. It's an illusion. All All right, you guys have found this, man. Welcome to watch this last thing, and then we'll fucking wrap it up.
Anybody here afraid of anything? Concerns?
I mean, figure it the fuck out, right? Good God. That janky computer, man.
Anybody here afraid of anything other than insects? Here afraid of anything other? That's great, but that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is what scares us on the field.
What you mean, like spiders on the field?
Can we get beyond the spiders, please?
Bees? Bees? Bees. Y'all know about them bees?
Anybody here afraid of anything other than insects? Huh? Come on.
Quicksand.
Oh, shit.
Hey, quicksand's a scary mother, man. I mean, first of all, it suck you right in, and even if you scream, you get all that
I
muck
don't
in your
think that's
mouth.
what Shane had in mind, frankly.
Huh?
That's not what he had in mind.
What are you talking about then, Coach?
Well, why don't you ask him?
Hey, what's up, Shane?
You're playing, and you think everything is going fine, but then one thing goes wrong, and then another, and another. And you try to fight back, but the harder you fight, the deeper you sink, until you can't move. You can't breathe, because you're in over your head, like quicksand.
That's some deep shit, Shane. Some deep shit.
Anything else you're afraid of?
Going back to the mini mart. The shipping yard.
The auto plant?
Prison.
Yeah, all right. The truth is, you guys have been given something that every athlete dreams of. A second chance. And you're afraid of blowing it. We all are. But now our fear is shared and we can overcome it together. Let's lose that fear this Sunday and put it into San Diego.
Okay, so what I want you to get out of that is that's a team that is in fear of making mistakes, right? And they're not playing well. And then what just happened was a reframing of perspective. Instead of worrying about their performance on the field, Shane Falco and Quicksand ultimately got them all to be like, bro, we're fucking playing with house money here. Like, this is a second chance at all of this. So perspective is the last piece in this. And like, for me, it's a quote that drives my life, bro. It's like, and it's true to this day, and it'll be true for the rest of my life, is that there was a day that I wished I had the fucking problems that I have right now. And that is a quote, bro, that gives us leverage. It gives us leverage. So for me, like reviewing like what we've gone through today is number one, it's the Bannister effect, the fucking 4-minute mile, bro. It's understanding the possibility. Do I believe that I'm capable of doing this? That's ultimately learned through proficiency. Do I have the ability to do that? Can I dream? We can all dream. Can I actually see me doing the dream? Am I capable of that dream? That's step one. Okay. Step two, self-talk, emotional regulation, visualization, and familiarity. Step three, surrendering the outcome. And always when I put in surrendering the outcome, I put a parentheses and I put fun or joy. Because ultimately, bro, if you're trying to hold on to the outcome, you're trying to control something that you can't control, you're not going to enjoy it. You're not going to enjoy it. You can't. And to tap into flow state, you better fucking be enjoying what you're doing. The last piece, matter of perspective. So creating leverage with ourselves of basically like, again, there was a day that I wished I have what I have right now. Or, you know, for me, it's like, I look back at some things like if I didn't get fucking burned at the stake when I was at Wyoming and I didn't get fucked through that transfer process, like I would never have met James Franklin. I would have never become best friends with Jordan Matthews. I would have never been an SEC starter and the Vanderbilt all-time winningest fucking quarterback. Like I would have not then been an SEC coach. I would have not then started locked in. So, bro, I'm really lucky as fuck too.
Yeah.
And those are leverage thoughts that we can use with ourselves. And then what I want you to start to see and start to feel, bro, is I just want that internal dialogue. Like we are the top competitors on the planet, bro. The top competitors on the planet should be diagnosed with schizophrenia. Like you should be talking to yourself constantly.
Yeah.
Right? And so like what you'll hear, and it'll be with your girl, it'll be with your friends, it'll be out at practice, it'll be all these different, it'll be for a test. Like what you just wrote on that paper and what we've discussed is not sports. It's fucking everything, bro.
Yeah.
It's everything. Like, let's go ahead and break a fucking test down. Like possibility and aptitude, bro. Like, are you capable of getting a fucking A on the test? Like, what's your aptitude level? Did you fucking study your ass off? Are you there for it? Are you good with it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now the second step is like our self-talk, emotional regulation, familiarity. It's like, bro, do we believe that we can actually fucking do it? Do we believe that?
Mm-hmm.
Or like, and what do we have to say to ourselves? Because like for me, bro, I told myself my whole life I was a fucking idiot. That's why I cheated on so much shit. It's like I was so smart in all the papers and sports and all of that shit, but like, bro, Scantron test, give me a break, dog. I didn't study for fucking one of those in college. You know what I mean? And like, but the thing that then happened was like, okay, we have a game. So I missed test day. So I can't fucking cheat off 5 people. So now I have to go into the teacher's office and I have to do this shit on my own. So I'm like, oh, fuck, dude, I got to study for this shit. So I study for it, but like, I've never done it before. So I don't actually believe I'm going to get a good grade.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there and I'm like, think I know it's C, but like I think it might be B too. Fuck it, B. And I go away from my first instinct because I don't trust myself
in
that position. Right. And so again, that's like the story that I tell myself. Then surrender the outcome. I studied for the fucking test. I did what I was supposed to do. Whatever fucking grade I get, I get. You know what I mean? There were tests in the class. Like I used to get so fucking pissed off. And like my advanced math class in high school where the teacher would come in and she'd go, well, guys, like we had this many C's, this many D's, and this many F's. We had no A's and no B's. The highest grade on the test was a fucking 72%. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, I got a fucking 58 and I'm supposed to feel good about my 58%. You know what I mean? Like, and so it's in that part where the test was bullshit. So like, again, surrendering the outcome. I don't have control, bro. This bitch just clearly on a power trip. Fucking husband's doing something fucked up at home. And now she's trying to make my fucking test experience bullshit. Like I'm not always in control. Right. And that ultimately is what births just proper perspective.
Yeah.
So when we go through spring, bro, there's going to be shit that comes up constantly. You can almost look at some things maybe that KJ has challenged you to do where you can actually look at that piece of paper of what we just talked about and see how your brain has been kind of breaking through some glass and saying like, wait, bro, I think I actually know now. Like, I don't think I need to ask this motherfucker everything.
Yeah.
Like, okay, if I know and I don't need to ask him everything, then my aptitude has gone way up.
Yeah.
Aptitude has gone way up. Now, like that belief in myself, the possibility, Bannister, bro, I can fucking run a 4-minute mile. Like, I can do this shit. Not just watching Mahomes and going like, fuck, it'd be cool to do that.
Yeah.
Watching Mahomes and going like, I can do that.
Yeah.
I have to keep getting better, but I can do that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and that opens up the realm of possibilities for all of it. So does that, like, how's that, does that make sense for you and shit?
Yeah. No, it does. It all makes sense. Makes a lot of sense.
So I want you, Mitch, to be like texting me or just writing a journal entry or something about moments that come up where you feel yourself get out of sorts. Because this is something that like people believe you have to do on the football field. Bro, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. Yeah. This is not just on the football field. This is everywhere.
Yeah.
And that's why like everything we do and everything we discuss with you is like, it's all, bro, about opening up our brain to believe that we're capable of anything.
Yeah.
Like we have to prove that to ourselves, but like that's what the shit's about. So anyway, as we go through shit, let's do that. How's shit with KJ, or how's shit throwing the ball been, bro?
Good. I've had a solid few days. This week's been solid. I'm gonna throw at like 4 today.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been good. I've just I've stacked a few good days together, so it's been a solid week.
What is the biggest thing from the start to where you are now that, again, fuck what I know, fuck what he knows? What's the biggest thing in your head as it pertains to any of the throwing and the things that you've been doing that you've kind of clicked into a couple of these things and been like, okay, yeah, that's like, now I'm in a different place?
Yeah, just like being on a single leg. Like I always knew like weight back, but like I didn't know what that meant. Like I knew like it meant, oh, weight back. And like I played baseball, so like I knew like swinging a baseball bat, keep my weight back. I can't swing a baseball bat on my left leg as right. It makes no sense. But like how much weight's in the ground? What am I doing with my back foot? Like, do I drag it through? Like, what the fuck's going on? Now I know, and like when I miss, like I that's another thing. It's like I like last year this time, if I missed, I'd be like, well, how the fuck did I just miss?
Right.
What the fuck just happened?
Right.
And I'm experimenting like 8 different fucking throwing mechanics in a minute to see what's gonna stick. And I just get lucky. I'm like, oh, that must be the answer. But now I'm like, oh, I know what I have to do. Okay, I missed low. Okay. Keep my weight back. Oh, all right. That ball kind of like fluttered, like, didn't come out. All right, relax my arm. And just sit like that. So now I have answers. So I'm not as anxious. Like this time last year, like I couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could not sleep. Now I'm like, all right, well, hey, I didn't have a great day today, but I know exactly what I have to do. And it's, I'm doing everything I can. It's not like I didn't just go throw for an hour and a half. It's not like I wasn't trying, I'm doing everything I can. And I know at the end of the day, half the time, half of this shit I'm doing right now, like when there's a fucking 300-pound guy hanging on my nuts, it doesn't really matter what I look like throwing the ball as long as I can fucking put it on the guy's fucking face.
100%.
So
100%. Have you started to, so like I went through KJ's process like you did, you know what I mean? Or like you're doing. And so like that was very important, obviously. Like that was a huge piece of this. The one that probably is the most tangible for me, even though that's probably the biggest one, but the one that's most tangible for me is I started to really learn this.
Yeah.
This.
Yeah.
And so like when I'm running to the left, like if I want to fucking drop jaws on a field, like me now, right now, is like I run to the left and I fucking fork my body this way into that back leg. And I can throw the ball fucking 65 yards on the run to the left while I crank down and just there. And I'm not trying to even throw. All I'm thinking about is creating as much weight and as much leverage down and to the right to set up my fucking slingshot, bro. Because I know when I do sling through, like everything's going to find balance. I know how to do that. So I need to create as much fucking leverage for myself on that side as I possibly can. Like the irony is like when I'm running to the right, I actually have to do the same fucking thing. I lean right as well. Like it's not the opposite because our body wants to pull left. So like, I'm going to put all of that shit down on the right. So like, this is what I'm saying is like, there's a kinesthetic awareness that now I developed through KJ shit, where it's like, bro, if I have to slide up this way, like in order to complete a ball back there, like I understand like where my body weight needs to be lean, so that I understand like how I'm going to be able to get around this football using the power in my lower body. So my shoulder level is even going to change. I'm going to be here and down into it to pin my right shoulder down, bro.
Yeah.
So when I come through, I get to that same place.
Yeah.
It's just like this whole thing that really, for me, like really fucking open shit up. It's like when I'm inside zone here, bro, and I'm throwing a replacement off the mic to the Y, it's like I'm going with that inside zone action, but all my fucking weight is loaded up on my right side while I go through that action, so that I can just stay on that right side while I do that. Like before that, bro, I was just stiff dick, fucking toothpicks, like flip my feet or trying to figure out how I was going to create that leverage. Like my point being that like now we should start to get into where like we can have some fun with shit. You know what I mean? Like where we can start to play fucking scenarios that why does Steph Curry shoot fucking bombs from all over the court during practice? It's like he's keeping it fun, but he's also like, I did a post on this like a year ago. It's like, bro, I have Steph Curry shooting a 3-pointer at the top of the key, and then I have Steph Curry making a 3-pointer from the opposite free throw line in a game. The mechanics look the exact same, bro.
Yeah.
Only difference is that when he's on the other free throw line, he has more weight back as he goes up. It's the same shit, same follow through, same everything. What do you see when Russell Westbrook tries to throw at the length of the court? You know what I mean? It looks like a fucking chest pass. It doesn't look like a shot. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, it's that piece too that I want you to start having fun with, because again, aptitude, belief, all of it. Expand your horizons on what you can do, right? Because as KJ makes you technical, now it's you getting that technical and saying, fuck technical, I'm going to play with this.
Yeah.
And when that dials up with all the shit that I'm talking about, now we've aligned. We can do that during spring and into the summer. And like, my thing is, I don't need you to get good as a fucking junior or senior, bro. Like, we can go be one of the best fucking quarterbacks in the country this year. Fuck the other bullshit. This year, bro. This year. And like, this is how we do that. And it never stops, and you never stop anyway. So we can fucking do it. Let's just keep talking about it. You got me?
Of course.
You're the fucking goat, bro. I'll also post this on YouTube, private, obviously, so like no one can see it, and then I'll send you the link just if you want to reference back to this. Okay.
Perfect. Sounds good. You want to meet again next Friday?
Yeah, dude. I kind of like the Friday flow right now.
All right, so do I.
I fuck with it. All right, bro. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Okay.
You as well. Appreciate you.
Talk soon, brother. See ya.